All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into this story. So the police are saying that a teenage girl that was found dead on the highway in LA may have been a trafficking victim after meeting older man online. Damn it, man. Wow. So the body of a 16-year-old girl that was dumped on a highway off a freeway in Los Angeles, California earlier this month. They're theorizing now that she may have been the victim of human trafficking. And this is according to the LA District Attorney, George Gascon. Her name was Tioni Theus. Tioni Theus was found with a gunshot wound to her neck on January 8th on the side of the Harbor Freeway on the Manchester Avenue on a ramp in South Los Angeles. Somebody shot her in the neck and pushed her out of the vehicle. Discarded of her like she was trash, rubbish, garbage. The teen had last seen the day before her body was found, and her family believes that she was in contact with an older man who she met online. They're saying that this older man lured her from online to meet up in person and got her involved in some things. Investigators are saying that Tioni Theus, the 16-year-old, may have been sex trafficked before her murder. Now, there is evidence indicating that this young girl may have been a victim of human trafficking, Gascon said during a news conference. And he said that this speaks to why we need to do more for survivors of human trafficking, especially children who are exceptionally vulnerable. Let me pause for a minute and say this. You see, in this world we living in, back in the day, mama would tell you, don't speak to strangers. If they pull up next to you in a car, run. If they act like they're getting too close to you, run and scream, stranger danger, stranger danger. And we still teach our kids that to this day. But who's going to protect them in the world where the internet is on everybody's phone? See, back in the day, we had the internet. It was on a computer, and it wasn't that easy to get in touch with people. Because all the stuff that we have now with all these different apps where you can meet somebody secretly and all that, parents can't keep up. As a parent of teenagers myself, I was told by one of my teens, that's 13, Dad, you too slow, you can't keep up. That was his answer to me saying, listen, I'm going to follow you on every social media site that you're on. So that means I'll be on Snapchat, I'll be on Instagram, I'll be on Twitter, I'll be on YouTube. And he laughed. He was like, those are the only ones that you know? There's so many of them out there, you can't keep up. And I was like, holy shizzle, I can't keep up. Okay. Now, according to court records indicate that she was identified as a CSEC victim. CSEC is CSEC victim. CSEC victim means that this person was commercially, sexually exploited. In other words, somebody pimped her out. Now, you might wonder how this happens to a child who has a loving family and makes good grades in school and all that. I'll get into that in a minute. The teenager's family said that Theus was a straight A student. She enjoyed dance and golf. Rashida Kinsey, a cousin of Theus, described her as a vibrant young lady that was just cut from so much that was ahead of her. This was a tragedy to my family, to our community, she said. Now, her uncle at her funeral said this because they had a large gathering where a bunch of people came out from the community to show some love to her. And that in itself tells you how loved she was, you know. But here's what her uncle said in his words.
It's just a blessing that Now more people know about Tioni and her death than they knew about her in her life. So I just thank everybody and everything that the city has done. And sometimes we call out that they ain't done enough, but actually we haven't done enough. Her body found.
All right. And that was just a news clipping of what the uncle said. You know, he's saying that we haven't done enough. It's not that law enforcement haven't done enough. It's just us as a community have not done enough to safeguard this young lady and others like her who are being lured and then trafficked sexually. You know, I've watched Soft White Underbelly, which is on YouTube, and you could go watch that channel as well. I don't mind sending people over there. But when you watch Soft White Underbelly and you listen to the story and you watch the victim tell their stories, you have 14, 15-year-old prostitutes over here that have been to more states in the United States of America than you can count. And they can tell you stories of how they ran away from home because, you know, either they just wanted to be bad and run with the streets, or they thought they fell in love with somebody online. Yeah, he was a little bit older, one girl would say. And, you know, my mom and dad had all kinds of rules, and I was just being rebellious as a teen, and he was feeding into it. So he would tell me every time I had to fight with my mom and my dad, come on, leave that house, come with me. And she thought she was going to someplace safe because she had been talking to this grown man who was grooming her online all along. And he's telling her, yeah, I have my own place. You could come live with me, babe, and all this, right? So she leaves home to go meet up with this older man. And the first week, it's all good. Takes her out on a date. You know, they can't be seen in public together because she's a runaway teen. So he plans ways to make it possible to take her places and have her enjoy. She's living a totally different life from what she's used to at home. Rules and restrictions and guidelines. Discipline. She doesn't want that. And most teenagers, they start to buck the discipline thing as they hit teens, right? It's just a normal process of life. So she goes with him, and next thing you know, he has sex with her. And then after he does that, she wakes up in the morning and she finds two guys in the living room of the apartment. And he's telling her, go in the living room and have sex with them because they paid him $300-400 to come have sex with a minor. And she says no, or why are you doing this? And I don't want to do this. And she gets punched in the chin. Punched in the side of the head, and she's dizzy from being punched so hard. She's frightened, she's scared. She gets up, she goes in there, she does it, and then after that she becomes his girl that he gets clients to have sex with her. Some of these females, they will split the money with them and send them back to their parents, so the parents doesn't know what's going on. The parents thinks, oh, she ran away for 2 days. Where were you, Talisha? Where were you? Where'd you go? I was at my friend's house. Okay, don't do that no more. Okay, I won't. And then she goes missing, and they form arrangements to make this possible. So now she becomes a commercial sex object. You understand? In other words, then, she is being pimped by somebody who she thought was going to be a boyfriend. Theus, this particular 16-year-old, she was last seen on January 7th after telling her father that she was meeting a friend to go to a party. She's 16. The young girl's life took a turn in 2019 when her mother was severely injured in a hit-and-run crash accident that left her in a rehabilitation center. After the incident, Theus began rebelling and disappearing for long periods of times. She would be gone for weeks because her mom got hit by a car and was in a rehabilitative center. Her mom couldn't do much. So daddy was left with her and she was doing what she wanted to do. Now, Tioni's cousin, she believed that this older man actually led her into a world of human trafficking. Kinsey is her cousin, and Kinsey told the Los Angeles Times that Theus had met the man who is in his 20s through Instagram. We're definitely not pretending that Tioni was an angel. She faced trauma. I want to humanize her. I don't want her to be seen as a prostitute or a runaway or somebody that people feel like, oh, well, they live that lifestyle, so whatever happens to them happens to them. I don't want people to see her like that. She was truly a victim. She was a young lady that had a lot going on in her life, trying to figure her way out, and she was taken advantage of by somebody. Did you hear where she met this person? Her cousin is saying Instagram. Everybody is on Instagram today. Authorities in Los Angeles are offering a reward for the information that will lead to the arrest of this person. The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors signed off on a $60,000 US reward for any tips that could lead to anybody that is involved in this young girl's murder to be shot in the side of the neck and then thrown out on a freeway. Damn it, man. That's a hell of a way to go. She was a young lady with so much promise, so much joy and a spirit, with God-given gifts and talents to give to the world. She had so much to live for and countless unfinished dreams. It's disheartening to know that the person or persons that are responsible for her, they're still loose in a community, while the family and the entire community are grieving and they're waiting for answers. They've also established a GoFundMe campaign to help raise money to cover the cost of her funeral. Well, she's been laid to rest already now. Let's hope that they find her killer now. Let's hope that other young women who feel like, I don't want to hear what mom's saying anymore. I don't want to hear what daddy is saying anymore. I'm ready to take on the world and I can do this and I got this and F y'all and I'm out of here. I want y'all to listen to this or pass it to a young lady and tell her that it's sharks out here. There are real gorillas in this jungle out here and she is just not ready. No matter how much she thinks she is not ready. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.
I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway. It all started in that empty highway. Ask if I'm gon' ride, I say away. Sliding, police right behind me, trying to die tonight. C4 if you try and blow like dynamite.
Alright, so that's T-Viral, and he has released Hallways, and this is his second single on his YouTube channel called Sliding. Hit the link in the description below or in the comments section pinned. Go over to T-Viral's channel, hit that subscribe button over there and check out his music.
Sliding, police right behind me, trying to die tonight. C4 if you try and blow like dynamite.
My SouFLoTV audience, it's time to do another commercial again. This one is for my New York City people. And I'm talking about all 5 boroughs. Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Long and Staten Island. I'm talking to you. Are you tired of your floors, your wooden floors looking all torn up, looking all dull and faded? Do you want that glamorous shine? Well, you need to call Mr. G. Now, Mr. G is located in Queens, New York. So if you're in Queens, New York, you're closer to him. But Mr. G also said that no job is too near or too far. No job is too big or too small. Okay, so he can handle the distance. He will travel to you. Garfield Scarlett is the CEO of this company, and his cell phone number and his office number are listed right here. This brother has over 15 years in experience in installation, in sanding, in staining, in ratcheting, in finishing. He does it all when it comes to your floors. And get this, he has a free estimates available. So call Mr. G right now and get your floors right right now and tell them SouFLoTV sent you. Back to our scheduled program.